Previous lecture, we have studied the concept of interference, Young double slit experiment, and the condition for the steady interference pattern. Now, in this video lecture, we study the another article. Now, the first article is optical path. What is meant by optical path? Now, according to concept of polarization, now this polarized light means always consider the electric field. Now this electric field can be travel along the y-axis. The relation of this is represented by the E is equal to E0 sine kx minus omega t, where the omega is angular frequency, k is equal to wave vector traveling in vacuum along the x direction is kx minus omega t. Now wave vector k and omega related as k is equal to omega divided by v. Now v be the speed of wave, which is c in vacuum. If light wave travel a distance del x, the corresponding phase change. Now this change in phase is represented by del phi is equal to k del x. Now substitute the value of k is equal to omega del x divided by v. If wave is traveling in vacuum, at that time the value of k is equal to omega divided by c, and the corresponding phase del phi is equal to k del x is equal to omega del x divided by c. Now wave traveling in a medium having refractive index n, its wave vector is represented by k dash and angular velocity is represented by omega are related. We can write the k dash is equal to omega divided by v is equal to omega divided by in bracket c divided by n. We know that therefore the definition of refractive index, the refractive index is represented by n. N is equal to c divided by v. Now rearranging the terms, generate the value of v, c divided by n is equal to, rearrange this term, the omega n divided by c. Now v be the speed of wave in this medium. If the wave travel a distance del x, in this medium the phase difference is, the corresponding phase difference is del phi dash is equal to k dash del x is equal to, substitute the value of k dash, omega n del x divided by c is equal to omega del x dash divided by c. Now this is equation number first, where del x dash is equal to n del x. Now this is equation number second. When wave travels a distance del x through medium having refractive index n, its phase changes by the same amount as it would be wave had traveled a distance n del x in vacuum. We can say that the path length of del x in a medium of refractive index n is equivalent to the path length of n del x in vacuum. Means the n del x is called a optical path. Optical path in medium can also be defined as the corresponding path in vacuum that the light travel in a same time as it takes in a given medium. According to basic definition of speed, speed is equal to distance divided by time. Therefore, time is equal to distance divided by speed. Now, t is equal to distance at given medium divided by velocity of the given medium is equal to d vacuum divided by v vacuum. Therefore, optical path is equal to d vacuum is equal to v vacuum divided by v medium into d medium. Therefore, the relation of optical path is the n into d medium. Thus, a distance d travel in a medium of refractive index n introduces a path difference is equal to nd minus d is equal to d be the common, d inside of bracket n minus 1. Here now n be the refractive index, and this is the relation for the path difference. Now we can use the same ray diagram in Young double slit experiment. If we introduce a transparent plate of thickness T and refractive index N in front of the slit S1, then optical path travel by wave along S1P is higher than the travel by wave along S1P in absence of plate by n minus 1 into T. Here T be the thickness of this transparent plate or a glass plate. The optical path length, the phases of ray reaching the midpoint O from S1 and S2 will be not equal. The path lengths will be equal at a point different than O dash, and bright fringes will not occur at the point O dash, but at a different point where the two optical path lengths are equal. Thus, the whole interference pattern will shifted in one direction. Now, next concept is diffraction of light. The basic definition of diffraction of light is the phenomenon of bending of light around a sharp corners and spreading into the region of the geometrical shadow is called diffraction. Now, light actually does not bend around the edges in diffraction, but is able to reach the shadow region due to emission by secondary sources of light on the obstacle. Diffraction is noticeable only when the size of the obstacle or slits is of the order of wavelength of light. Diffraction is a wave phenomenon. It is applicable to sound as well as wavelength of sound waves are larger. Diffraction of sound is easier to observe because due to wavelength. Now, the diffraction is divided into two parts. In case of the first is Fresnel diffraction and second is French-Fourier diffraction. What is meant by Fresnel diffraction? The distance are much smaller and its incident wavefront is either cylindrical or spherical depending on the source. A lens is not required to observe the diffraction pattern on the screen. And second part, the Franchoper diffraction, if the distances between primary source of light, the obstacle or slit causing diffraction, and screen for viewing the diffraction pattern is very large, the diffraction is called Franchoper diffraction. Both the sources and screen are infinite distance from the aperture. This is achieved by placing the source at focus of a convex lens and the screen at the focal plane of another convex lens is used on other side of the obstacle to make the diffraction pattern. Now, next point is experimental setup for Franchoper diffraction. Now, according to this ray diagram, here S be the source, this biconvex lens. This biconvex lens, when this light can be incident on the biconvex lens. Now, after passing this biconvex lens, this light is always considered the plane wavefront. Another biconvex lens can be used. From this biconvex lens to screen, now this is the screen, this distance is always F is nearly equal to D. Now here F be the focal length and D, capital D, be the distance between biconvex lens and screen. And also the capital D is always greater than A. Now along this point, at the point P0, this point, this create the central maximum. That means therefore the intensity of light is maximum. Now this is the experimental setup. Now consider a monochromatic source of light S at the focus of converging lens. The emerging beam will consist a plane parallel rays resulting in a plane wavefront. These are incident on diffracting element such as slit, a circular aperture. Emerging, the beam is incident on another converging lens that focuses the beam on the screen. Consider S is the point source and lens are biconvex. For a linear element like slit, grating, the sources is linear and the lenses are cylindrical in shape, so that focus image is also linear. Now next point is Franchoper diffraction at a single slit. We can use the same diagram. Here the figure shows the cross section of a plane wavefront y dash. Here we cannot show here. Incident on a single slit width AB. Now here AB be the slit having its width is represented by small a. The center of the slit is at point O. Now O be the center point. As the width of slit is in plane of the paper, its length is perpendicular to the paper. The slit can be imagined to the divided into number of extremely thin slit, or also called a slit element. Here A2O and O2B. The moment the plane wavefront reaches the slit, now here they have considered the plane wavefront reaches the slit, each slit element become a secondary source of cylindrical wavefront responsible for diffraction in all possible direction. The distance d between the slit and screen is practically the focal length f of the lens. For practical setup, the width small a of the slit is of order 10 raised to minus 4 to 10 raised to minus 3 meter, and distance capital D of the order of 10 meter. That means the capital D is always greater than small a. Now small a be the width of the slit. Now next point is location of minima and maxima. Now given figure shows two set of parallel rays originating at the slit element. The central and symmetrical beam focus at the point P0 directly in front of O, the center of the slit. The rays parallel to the axis from all point A to B are focused at the central point P0. Thus, all the rays must having equal optical path. Hence, all these arrive at a point P0 with the same phase and thereby produce the constructive interference at the point P0. That means this is also called a central maximum. The intensity of light is maximum at the point P0. Now, in the case of point P, at angular position theta here, therefore this is the angular position, it can be represented by theta. The optical path of the rays A to C till point P are equal, as AC is normal to the AM. There is no path difference or phase difference between these rays. Hence, the path rays between AB and AC are responsible for net path difference or phase difference at point P. Now we can find out the value of path difference. The path difference sin theta is equal to BC divided by AC. Now rearranging the terms, therefore BC is equal to A sin theta. That means therefore the value of AB is always represented by A. Substitute this value, rearranging the terms. BC is equal to A sin theta. Now let this equal to wavelength lambda. Now K be the midpoint of AC. Therefore we can write the relation OK is equal to 1/2 BC. Therefore OK is equal to lambda divided by 2. Now what is the value of BC? BC is equal to lambda. Therefore the path difference between AP and OP is lambda divided by 2. Now consider any pair of points equidistant respectively from A and O. Now consider here A to O. Therefore this equidistance, consider the point G, and in between O to B consider the point H. Now this point is also acts as a secondary sources. Now these get separated by a distance A divided by 2. Distance from O to A is represented by A divided by 2. Distance of O to B is represented by A divided by 2. The rays or wave from any such pair will have path difference of lambda divided by 2 at point P. All such pairs of point between A to O and O to B will produce the destructive interference at point P, and this point makes a first minimum. Now this discussion can be extended to the points on the screen having the path difference twice lambda, thrice lambda, dash dash up to n lambda. Now we can write the relation for nth minima and nth maxima. Now for the relation of nth minima is a sin theta is equal to plus or minus n lambda. Now this is equation number first. And for the nth maxima, a sin theta is equal to plus or minus in bracket n plus 1/2 lambda. Now this is equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2 relates the path difference at location of nth dark and nth bright points. We know that the distance d, capital D, is greater than small a. Hence the value of theta is very small. Now consider sin theta is nearly equal to tan theta. Tan theta is nearly equal to theta, and then theta is equal to y divided by d. Now y is the distance at point P on the screen from central bright point. Let y nd, that means therefore nth dark band, and ynb indicate nth bright point. Now we can write nth dark point using the equation 1. What is the equation 1? A sin theta is equal to n lambda. Therefore theta nd is nearly equal to y small d divided by capital D, y suffix d divided by d is equal to n lambda divided by a. Again y suffix nd is equal to n lambda capital D divided by a is equal to n capital W. Now this is equation number 3. For nth bright point using equation 2, a sin theta plus or minus n plus 1/2 lambda. Now to represent the theta nb is nearly equal to ynb divided by capital D is nearly equal to n plus 1/2 lambda divided by a. Now this is equation number 4. After that, the ynb is nearly equal to n plus 1/2 lambda capital D divided by small a is nearly equal to n plus 1/2 w. Now where capital W is equal to lambda d divided by a is similar to the fringe width in interference pattern. That means therefore according to this relation we can say that therefore the width is directly proportional to the wavelength. Now next point, we can find out the width of central bright fringe. What is the definition? Basic definition. The width of central bright fringe is the distance between the center of first dark fringe to either side. The width of central bright fringe capital W suffix c is equal to twice d is equal to twice w is equal to substitute the value of w and then 2 into lambda capital D divided by a. Now this is the width of the central bright fringe. Now next point is comparison of Young double slit interference pattern and single slit diffraction pattern. Now first thing is double slit interference pattern. The slits are much thinner than their separation. They are usually obtained by using biprism or a Lloyd's mirror. We can usually see about 30 to 40 equally spaced bright and dark fringes of nearly same brightness. Second, single slit diffraction pattern. The slit width is less than 1 mm. We can see around 20 to 30 fringes with center fringe being the brightest. The width of central bright fringe is twice that of all the other bright fringes. Now, another part. This is the graphical representation. The intensity I distribution in young double slit interference. Now this graph, along this theta, we can plot along the x-axis theta in degree, along y-axis intensity of light. Now this graphical representation, the double slit interference pattern that would occur if the slit were infinitely narrow, all the bright interference fringes would have same intensity, means each bright fringe, the intensity cannot be changed when the corresponding value of theta get changes. Now the second graph, the intensity I distribution in single slit diffraction. Again along the x-axis the value of theta, along y-axis it is intensity. Now at a middle, this is also called a central maxima. The intensity of light is maximum, but change the corresponding value of theta, therefore the corresponding secondary minima, therefore this minima get weaker in both sides, means the diffraction by single slit, the diffraction pattern had broad central maximum and weaker secondary maxima. Our next graph is intensity I distribution in double slit diffraction. In same case, along the x-axis value of theta, along y-axis intensity. There are narrow interference fringe similar to those in young double slit experiment, but to varying brightness and the shape of their envelope is that the single slit diffraction pattern. Now next example, the plane wavefront of light of wavelength 5500 angstrom unit is incident on two slits in a screen perpendicular to the direction of light ray. If the total separation of 10 bright fringes on a screen 2 meters away is 2 centimeters, find the distance between the slit. Now according to this numerical, write the given. Lambda is given. This get converted into meter. 5500 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Also capital D with the distance between slit and slit to screen. Capital D is equal to 2 meter. And distance between the 10 fringes is equal to 2 centimeter. This get converted into meter. 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. And the fringe width is given. This is the basic formula. W is equal to lambda D divided by small d. The W is equal to 0.02 divided by 10. That means 0.002 meter. Now what is your target? Find the distance between the slit. Now rearrange the formula. D is equal to lambda capital D divided by W. Substitute the value of lambda. 5500 into 10 raised to minus 10. What is the value of capital D is 2. Value of W is 0.002. Now rearranging the terms. D is equal to 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 multiplied by 2. 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. This 2 get cancelled. This 10 raised to minus 3 shifted to upward direction. This get plus, and the value of small d is equal to 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Now second example. The distance between two consecutive bright fringes in biprism experiment using light of wavelength 6000 angstrom unit is 0.32 mm. By how much will the distance change if light of wavelength 4800 angstrom unit is used? Now given the lambda 1 is 6000 angstrom unit, this get converted into meter, 6000 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Lambda 2 in terms of angstrom unit 4800 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter. The width W1 is equal to 0.32 mm. Now this get converted into meter, 0.32 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. And then find out the value of change in distance. That means W1 minus W2 is equal to question mark. You can find out this value. And we know that the basic relation of fringe width, W is equal to lambda capital D divided by small d. The relation of fringe width and wavelength both are proportional. Using this relation, W2 divided by W1 is equal to lambda 2 divided by lambda 1. The W1 is given but W2 is not given. First find out the value of W2. Rearrange this form. W2, that means fringe width, in case of second condition, lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 into W1. Substitute the value 4800 into 10 raised to minus 10 divided by 600 into 10 raised to minus 10 into 0.32 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now decimal point gets shifted. W2 is equal to 4.8 into 10 raised to minus 7 divided by 6 into 10 raised to minus 7 into 0.32 into 10 raised to minus 3. This 10 raised to minus 7 shifted to upward direction, or 10 raised to minus 7, 10 raised to minus 7 get cancelled. Now multiplied after 4.8 divided by 6, that means 0.8 multiplied by 0.32 into 10 raised to minus 3. Take down the multiplication. W2 is equal to 0.256 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. In terms of mm, 0.256 mm. Then change in distance, W1 minus W2. Substitute the value of W1 and W2. 0.32 minus 0.256 is equal to 0.06 mm. This is the change in distance. Now the theory questions. The question number 1. This question get asked for the board exam. What is diffraction of light? How does it differ from interference? What are Franz-Schupper and Fresnel diffraction? Second question, derive the condition for bright and dark fringes produced due to diffraction by a single slit. Okay, thank you for the watching of this video.